Okay, Starlight, here's the deal. I want you to tell me why you got it so easy with your Reformation. I mean, look at this. Instant friends who you manipulated, winning over the pity of Twilight just with one pathetic backstory, easily forgiven by your own village. And what about this easier treatment by Twilight than Trixie? Huh? What do you have to say about all this? Starlight? Oh, that's right, she can teleport out of here. Well, since we can't get it directly word of mouth, I'll do my best to explain my reasoning behind all these issues. Let's start with her village. Yeah, despite the title order. I only barely touched in my first video the issue that the village ponies seemed to accept a reformation too easily, as Sunset actually had to earn the trust of the school back. And I made a little joke about what could have happened off screen. But that's almost a headcanon which I never try to use for my opinions. So you want to know why they accepted her so easily and felt comfortable to invite her back and ask her help to lead again? It's because they have Stockholm Syndrome. All that time brainwashed, the joy of being commanded by her, it's never left them. They need her. She makes their lives complete. I'm kidding, that's not it either. No, it's time we bring age into mind. How old are the students in Canterlot High supposed to be? About teenagers, right? Teenagers that were forced into being mind-controlled slaves and were pushed around by this bully for the past couple years. It's not unlikely for teenagers to hold a grudge. Now, how old are the ponies in the village? All around adults. And how were they treated? Besides the brainwashing, which is something probably most agreed to, as all Starlight did was offer a seemingly ideal lifestyle. Who wouldn't want to be a part of it? She wasn't treating them harshly unless they deviated from the norm, but that probably didn't happen until someone new came into the village. Starlight's only crime against them was deception. She preached a lifestyle that she was not following herself. She did give them a place to stay and new friends to relate to, and again, they were adults. They no longer have to fear the power she had over them, and when she returns, she's escorted by the Princess of Friendship. And here's another thing, she returns. With Sunset, the students had the right to be distrusting because to them, it felt like they were forced to deal with her now, because she never left. Starlight left for quite some time, allowing the village to recuperate and get over the mistake they had a part in making by accepting this life, because I highly doubt that Starlight was this forceful with every new villager. Probably just the ones not too open for this new life. But wait, you say, while Starlight was accepted because she left and returned, what about another pony who returned this season to not the best welcome? Even though she had no ill intent on return, and wasn't as evil as Starlight was. Yes, Trixie, why were you treated so poorly to a point where people are claiming you tried to commit suicide in your depression? Trixie's a pony who also enslaved towns-ponies, and the reason Starlight could relate to her. Yet, even though it was shown that she did this through a corrupted amulet, why is Starlight still treated better when claiming to be reformed? Here's the thing, despite the episode called No Second Prances, Magic Duel is Trixie's return after Ghostbusters. She immediately ruined her second chance to get on good terms with this town. Before, she was annoying them with her boasting, but then she returns not with an apology but a desire to control them, and leaves again in a puff of smoke, really only showing her good side to Twilight. So now she returns yet again, still not with an apology, but advertising another show. So would it be wrong to think that there is just going to be more boasting? Okay, but let's talk about Twilight, because like I said, Trixie showed remorse to Twilight in the end. So why so much hate and no second prances? The answer lies in her attitude. When Starlight returned to the village, she was hesitant. She was remorseful. She wanted to be accepted again. She's just looking for forgiveness and not to be a part of their lives for now. Show them you've changed, leave for a while, allowing them to think about the sincerity, and come to terms with her as a pony who did show him some kindness as a leader, so why not invite her back to be a part of the celebration, for old time's sake? So did Trixie do any of that? She showed up to Ponyville uninvited, but she's a performer, so that's to be expected. She comes to town with no remorse for previous actions, at least to their faces, but I'm guessing that's because the finale shows that even though Trixie makes mistakes, she's hesitant to admit them. She confronts Twilight again with this boastful air about her, as she has not seemingly let go of her grudge with Twilight, so why should Twilight trust her? Sure, she's not going to destroy the town again, but she could still hurt her pupil and friend who's already had friendship issues. Is it wrong for Twilight to be so cautious? Besides, Trixie needed that wake-up call to not let the past grudges and mistakes dominate her thought process to a point where it's all she thinks about. She can still be prideful and entertaining, especially with Discord to bounce off of. But enough about Trixie. What about Starlight? Actually, no. Time to bring Discord into this, and more specifically, his part in Twilight's kingdom, because that episode alone is going to provide an interesting perspective on those who have a problem with Starlight's reformation. Now, I have a lot of things to say about this finale, but I'm only going to focus on Discord at this time, and this episode's selective continuity with him. So remind me again, what did Discord do? Oh yeah, he teamed up with a villain out of his own volition, and purposely went around helping to steal the life force of every citizen in Equestria, So, what's his punishment? Oh, okay, I see. He's double-crossed by T-Rex and redeems himself by providing the last key for the main 6 and Spike. And only the main 6 and Spike. People are all upset that Starlight doesn't have to deal with consequences of her actions by giving immediate friends, but isn't that what happens to Discord? Why are none of these ponies at least a little untrusting of him? I guess that would just be unrealistically mean-spirited of the town. He at least apologizes to them, right? Or does the rainbow power mean all that's forgiven? Do you see where I'm going with this? You can say Starlight doesn't face any physical consequences, but she does have mental consequences, being forever scarred by the mistakes she made in her past. No one at all seems bothered by Discord's actions in the finale. The only thing that seemed to carry over was a quick mention of T-Rex, the rainbow power designs, kinda, and the castle being Twilight's new home. I don't expect Discord to be bothered by his actions because he's shown he doesn't even try to live in the past, just in a world where he's happy, and that's fine. The main 6 and Spike are accepting of him, fine. I mean, they at least talked it over first before accepting Starlight. And besides, Twilight was the only one who was affected by Starlight in the finale, and she assures the reformative turn by looking after her and not letting her run off completely free, unlike someone else. Oh, hi, Discord. Just stop the backwards talking. Okay, thanks. So, one last thing I want to expound upon further is her pitiful backstory. Sure, I explained why Twilight reacts the way she does, and the possibility that it may not supposed to be taken seriously sympathetic, unlike Moondancers. But how does that really help Starlight's case? What about her parents, other ponies in her hometown? Why didn't they try to help her? Who said they did and who said they didn't? We get Starlight's backstory completely from her point of view. She's a child dealing with emotional trauma. She felt completely alone. And seeing how she's been known to focus on one issue, one solution at a time, this may have been all she thought about, completely unaware and unwilling to seek help. In her mind, it's for her to deal with. Don't believe this mindset exists? Let me show you a clip from the 2007 Disney movie Meet the Robinsons. It's a little toward the end and gives away a twist, so spoiler warning now. In it, the villain is recounting the moment Lewis, our protagonist, ruined his life, and the emotional trauma he felt that day from everyone. But what about the day after?
Hey Goop, what's up? Cool binder. Hey Goop, wanna come over to my house today?
They all hated me.
He's focused solely on this hatred, and no matter who wants to help, nothing will get through to him. Am I saying Starlight grew up this bitter about losing a friend, making her turn evil? No, but she probably didn't even try to share her feelings with anyone, or accept anyone's help. It would make sense why she would grow up with the desire to lead by fear and intimidation. Her way is the only way, because that's all she ever thought about in life, is solving problems her own way. Because friends might not always be there, so it's best to prepare for a solo act. And she will not fail, at least in her mind. But, who knows for sure? Keep that headcanon away. Now, if there's anything I left out, let me know, because I probably won't be making another video like this. So, in the end, I just hope that even if you can't accept her reformation, at least try to tolerate it, because if not, you'll miss out on this finale, and more importantly, all these adorable faces and animations they put in here. Like, look at this one, and this one. Look at the little feet animation. Ooh, and this one. Oh, and this one too. And that's just part 1. You wonder how they're going to top that in part 2. Oh, look at her. Look at her flying about to shoot Chrysalis. Oh, they couldn't top that. Oh my god, she's standing on all fours, and that